Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm the Gen Z Accountant, and in today's episode of Real Talk with the Gen Z Accountant, we will be discussing about childhood money trauma, the impacts that your childhood have on your adult life, and just reacting to a video that I recently seen on social media, debriefing it, and just really understanding like the impact your parents have on you and your money and your mindset. So recently on social media on TikTok, it's a video going viral. It was uploaded about like last year, I think in November, but it's recently resurfacing and gone viral. Well, I seen it for the first time yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday. And I'm gonna insert a clip of the video so y'all can see what I'm talking about.
If you really think about it, the hood is the land of opportunity. I can get a chopped cheese, Chinese food, and Don Julio on the same block. We in Dubai right now.
Nah, we're done. We're done. Alright, bet. Who am I here with?
It's that beat out nigga you heard?
How old are you?
I'm only 13. My Knox is bisexual.
Knox is bisexual?
Yeah, you heard me.
What that mean, bro?
It means my Knox is bisexual.
I got a question for you. Since you 13 years old, for me, you a part of like the newer generation. You jacking it?
I bet.
What is your current goal? Your goal period in life?
I ain't got no goals. I was born to stay in the hood.
You was born to stay in the hood?
Yup. You see how niggas was born with a silver spoon? I was born with a plastic fork.
This is beyond me.
You was born with a plastic fork?
Yup, you heard me, nigga.
Where do they get these kids from, bro? Are you gonna stay in the hood for the rest of your life?
I might.
How you gonna make money and shit?
The government gonna take care of me. All I gotta do is have 8 kids and I'm Gucci. Do you know how much food stamps I could get with 8 kids?
So you jacking the welfare?
Yes. The hood is the land of opportunity. You know that, right? We in Dubai right now if you really think about it. I can get a chopped cheese, Chinese food, and Don Julio on the same block. We in Dubai right now.
Let me know y'all reaction, y'all thoughts about this viral video down below in the comments. I'm very interested on how y'all see or y'all had interpreted this video. But I'm gonna give my 2 cents about it and just really break down what has happened in this video and just our community in general as, you know, black people. So as y'all seen in the video, it is a little boy, 13 years old, he's getting interviewed, and he is just saying things that you would think most people wouldn't want to live, but he is proudly and like confidently saying like this is the life he wants to live, which is he said that he wants to be on government assistance. He says that he wants to have a whole bunch of kids so he can get more food stamps, be eligible for more money, because if you don't know, the more kids you have, the more food stamps you can get. And food stamps, if you don't know what that is government assistance to buy food for your house. And they base it off your income, how many kids you got, and that type of thing. So this kid is literally saying that he wants to live this struggle lifestyle. Like that's what he's aspiring to go towards, and he has no goals in life. And it's just so unfortunate for this to be what's coming out of this kid's, you know, mouth. And I don't know, he could be trolling. Who knows? The internet is always, you know, trolling and trying to put on a facade just for the views or whatever. But I'm gonna say that he's being for real about what he's saying, because that's all I can take. He didn't say he was joking, so I can only assume that he's being for real. Okay, so my first reaction to it when I first seen it, I was saying like, dang, it's no way he's being for real. Like, it's really no way. But I had to really think and really sit back and really like think about the whole situation. Like, he can honestly be for real. And it's like, many people may say like, oh, it's sad, but it's like, for me, I kind of looked at it differently, and I seen it as like, wow, he is very like self-aware of what's going on. Not self-aware, he's very socially aware of what's going on in his environment and his, you know, upbringing. And he's actually, I feel like he has the potential to be a very, I'm gonna say he has the potential. I'm gonna say he is a smart child. He's just most like a product of what's going on around him. Because for you to be socially aware, like, not a lot of adults are socially aware. You may think a lot of adults are socially aware of what's going on in life, but they're not. And I had to learn how to be socially aware too. Like, I was like not socially aware sometimes, but I have, you know, over the years have improved my social awareness. But at 13, to be socially aware, like, I have no goals, and like, because I have no goals, and to be aware that they want to live a life of poverty, like, it may not be a positive social awareness to his life, but it's still social awareness at the same time, if that makes sense. So that was my one reaction to it. And it's just like that little boy, I won't call him little boy, but that young boy, it's just so unfortunate, and it's just so like upsetting that like a kid is 13 and already thinking like this is the life that I want to have at such a young age, when it's like it's so much more out there in life that he can be working towards or be just thinking about. Like, for that to even be a thought, it's just like crazy, you know? Like, well, crazy for me, I feel like maybe someone who lives in that environment, they may think it's not crazy for someone to think like that, but I personally, I didn't grow up in the hood. I had relatives who grew up in those type, in in a city type of environment. So I had like a little taste of it, going outside, stuff like that. But I grew up in like a suburban area. You know, my schools were predominantly white, but we did have a good amount of black people too. So it's like, for me, it's just like, dang, like that's just really the reality that people who live in impoverished areas live in. It makes sense on why there's generations of families who live paycheck to paycheck, who, don't make it out the hood, as people say, or who, aren't able to graduate like high school, and just going straight to have to work and dropping out of school, or having relatives who end up getting incarcerated because of that type of mentality of like, I have no goals. And if you have no goals, that means you're not going towards something. So you'll do anything because you don't really, whatever happens in life. Like, that's when you have no goals in life, you just let whatever comes to you happen. So I feel like that's how people get into trouble and get in situations that makes them end up in prison, because they're not even working towards nothing. When you have something that you're going towards, you don't want to just risk your life. That video was like a representation of how your environment really impacts how you view life. Like, it's not no for fake stuff. Like, this is for real. Like, you as parents too, like if you're a parent watching this, you need to be conscious of the situations you put your child in and what they see, because it's only going to shape them to be a certain type of person for the most part. Like, yes, a kid can go there and make decisions that has nothing to do with what the parent was teaching them, but the base foundation is typically based on how you as the parent is presenting life to your child. So stay on topic with the video, but it's another point I thought of is how like the fact that the little kid aspires to be on government assistance, it shows how government assistance has this purpose outside of what it's really meant for, of helping you to survive long term. Like, the point of government assistance is it's for people to utilize. Yes, like if you need it, you should use it. It's for people to utilize, but not to stay on it forever. It's to help you alleviate some stress off of you, so that you can, use your money for other things in life outside of food, such as food stamps. Food stamps is a government assistance program that helps people who need it to get food. And for him to say that he want to have 8 kids so that he can get more food stamps, instead of saying that he want to work or, maybe build some type of whatever, maybe want to get a business, want to get a job, a nice job to pay for money, is showing how he sees people of older age, of working capabilities, of, the ability to go out and get a job. He sees those type of people on food stamps, and not be an issue with that they're on food stamps. And I'm not saying it's definitely not an issue to be on food stamps. It becomes an issue when you become so fixated on it that you won't even allow yourself to make more money, or to, get a better job, or, to excel your skills, because you want to be so stuck on being secure on making sure you get your food stamps. Because of course food stamps is based on your income. So if you make more money, they're going to reduce the amount of food stamps you're getting. Like, I'm pretty sure you may know some people who are not getting better opportunities in life because they want to make sure that they stay within this threshold to keep getting food stamps. And I get it. It's like a sense of security in your life, because you're like, that, well, you think, it's like people have like a high sense of comfortability in the government, that that you think that the government's going to always continue to have money to give you for food, when in reality we never really know what's going to happen with the government. Like, yes, as people, we have say on what the government does and doesn't do and does not do, But the government also have the ability to make executive orders and, you know, be able to change laws at any point in time. So I definitely, people, if you're watching this and if you're on food stamps and you're limiting yourself because you want to stay on food stamps or you want to continue to have Section 8, you want to continue to have things that makes life what seems to be easier to you, really think about how much you're limiting the capabilities you have in yourself. Like, you're able to do so much more. Like, you're able to make so much more money and not be dependent on the government for essential and necessity things. Like, you're able to do it. So don't make yourself feel like you have to live below the bare minimum so that you can have this sense of security. You can make your own security in life. Okay, just continue to build skills, continue to manage your funds better, continue to learn about reinvesting and, you know, things of that sort of thing. Use resources that you have on social media. Like, it's so many content creators on social media teaching you stuff. Now, don't listen to everybody on here, because some people, you know, you don't know how reputable their advice is. But, you know, use the resources you have to learn and make more money. Do not allow government assistance to keep you back from reaching higher levels in life, okay? Like, I definitely, if this kid watches this video, I don't know if he is going to watch it, but if this kid watches it, or if you know the kid in the video, and just show him this video and just show him that you are more than your circumstance. Even though you're seeing in life, you see people, you hear music, you see people doing like crazy violent things, you know, selling drugs or doing violent crimes, stuff like that. Even though you may be saying that on a regular basis, you are not your environment, okay? You are not the things that happen on around you in life. You are a great person. You're a smart person. You're a hardworking person. You just gotta, you know, fight against what's going on around you so that you can reach the high levels. So that's just a little message I have for the little kid who is in the video. Like, and I could tell that he is smart, because only a smart person can understand their environment and what's going on around them, and, you know, see that these are things that's going on around them. I just sit and I just think of how, like, I'm very grateful for, like, the environment I was put into, so that, you know, I can really learn things and see that there's a lot of great things in life. And I'm just very fortunate and grateful that, you know, as a young kid, I was in middle class. I was able to experience great things in life. I went to good schools, great schools, and yeah, I'm just very thankful. Definitely thankful. And yeah, let me just get back on topic. So another little tidbit I want to, you know, kind of move into, which still, this whole video is just, it's stemming from that video. It's just different topics and different, like, subtopics I've thought of about this video. But I recently been doing some studies, some studying, researching and stuff like that, and I found this study by the OECD. And basically they did a study. This study is 300 pages long. But one of the statistics that I found in the video, not in the video, in the article or publication, that was interesting to me was how it says that if a low-income father has 5 sons, less than 10% of his sons will be able to reach the 25% of earners. Let me say that again, because I think I stuttered a little bit. So if a low-income father has 5 sons, less than 10% of his sons will be able to reach the top 25% of earners. That means one or less, like one or honestly probably none, will be able to reach that amount because of environmental things, because of opportunities, because of the finances, financial hardship, because of, like I said, things around him that's just like tainted his brain, like how the little kid in the video was, versus a wealthy father who has 5 kids. They have a 50% chance of staying in the wealth. So that means out of 5 kids, 2 to 3 of those kids will continue to have wealth, and they will continue to, you know, do the same things over and over and over again, which is a major, major issue that, again, it just stems and it shows how parenting is so important, and how you parent your kids is so important. Even though things in the past has happened, you know, we definitely have things and odds against us, you know, such as slavery. Of course, we know that slavery is definitely a hardship that still has, you know, negative effects on us. The crack epidemic, when, you know, crack was placed into hood environments, and parents and stuff had, you know, engage in those type of activities, causing kids to raise themselves and causing kids to see crazy things at a young age. So that, of course, had a negative effect on us. So many other things had negative effects on us. What was the I'm trying to think, like the Black Wall Street, when like a section of black businesses and stuff had got burnt down, like all these things, the Montgomery boycott, a lot of things, a lot of negative stuff has happened to us in the past. That's definitely a thing, and it's unfortunate. But I feel like what's gonna keep us here in this situation of struggle and poverty is if we continue to blame the past for why our situation is how it is right now. Like I said, of course, past events do dictate how you are right now and as a human being, as a person. But if you really want to go to the next level and stop being in poverty and stop having to live paycheck to paycheck, stop having to be on food stamps, stop having to be on Section 8, then you have to realize, like, okay, that has happened, that's the past, but what can I do right now in this moment to help me, my situation right now, to help my kids or my future kids if you don't have kids? What can I be doing to prevent us from a repeated cycle of poverty, of living in the projects, of just the bare minimum, below the bare minimum, of not being able to experience great things in life, of having to eat the lowest grade of food, of having to eat noodles all the time? Like, what can you do at this very moment? The only thing you can do, and what you have control of, is of your person, yourself, of what you and your being can do, if that makes sense. Like, I had to learn recently, one thing I struggle with is like emotional, like, you know, I'm a bit of an emotional person. Okay, I am. I'm a bit of an emotional person, but one thing I had to think and realize and really continue to practice and research and learn about, because I know this is a struggle of mine, is emotions. I had to learn how only thing I can control, the emotions and everything I can control situations, is myself. That's the only thing I can control. I can't control how someone look at me, how someone think about me, nothing. So what I do in practice of trying to, you know, become a better person, personal development for myself, doing this for myself, not other people, same way you need to do it for yourself and your kids, is I can just, you know, continue to learn, implement different tactics, different skills, different practices to help better my emotions. Same with you. As someone who struggles with finances because of whatever happened, you know, I could be like this because of my past too. You know, I could be an emotional person because of how I was raised. But whatever happened in the past is not going to dictate how I maneuver moving forward. Same with you. You can implement different things in your life, such as a budget. You know, budgeting, such as, you know, learning new skills so you can get better paying jobs, or learn new skills so you can open up a business or make your business bigger than what it is, to help you and your situation and your kid's situation. Okay. So yeah, that's just a little tangent I wanted to go down. How you are in control of your financial situation. I understand that there are going to be less opportunities. There may be less opportunities, but you don't want to keep putting in your head like, oh, we got less opportunities, so that's why I can't do this, that's that. Like, yeah, that's just what it is. Like, I'm sorry. That's just what it is. And what you're going to do about the less opportunities that you have? Are you going to take the opportunities that you do have and try to make something out of it? Or are you going to sit around and weep and cry and just continue to cry during the week while you're at work, hate your job. Friday come, you go have fun, and then Sunday come back around, you crying again how you hate your job, and then you go through the week about your job, go through the week doing your job, and then Friday come, you have fun, and then Sunday come, and then you crying and weeping about your job again, and then, you know, it's a continuous cycle. And you know who's seeing you do that every week? Who? Your kids. Your kid is seeing you continuously cry about money, not doing nothing. But when a weekend come, you can have fun. And what's going to happen to your kid once they get old enough to get a job and have their own family? They're going to get a job, work the job. Friday going to come. They're going to have a little bit of fun. Sunday going to come. They're going to be crying again. And then it's going to continue the cycle. And then what's going to happen to your kids once they have kids? The same thing. Until one day, a generation is going to come. And they're going to see, like, their life sucks. I don't want to live a type of life like that. Like, I'm not about to keep crying and crying and crying and have a little bit of fun here and there and crying about my life situation until I'm old and now I'm living off retirement, or living off retirement if you have retirement, or I got to keep working until the day I die. So you see how it has to start with someone, and that someone's going to be you. The person watching this right now, you're going to be the one in your family to break the curse of financial hardship, okay? Start off small. You don't have to go out here and be this superhero trying to do everything, do the most, try to learn about stocks, try to learn about flipping houses, trying to learn about how to, I don't know, what's something else people be doing? Trying to think of something. I don't know, flip phones. You don't got to go out and try to learn everything. First thing you need to do is understand the issues you have in your life financially. Understand where they stem from. You know, that may give you some conclusion on why you are how you are, if that makes sense. Yeah, why you are how you are. That's what you need to do first, because that's bringing in like the awareness of yourself. Then you're gonna be like, okay, I know the issues, I know where they stem from. Now, what can I do moving forward to fix my financial situation? Okay, maybe that's placing in the budget. Maybe that's getting an accountability partner, having someone help you, you know, stay on track with your budget. Maybe that's talking to a financial advisor. You gotta figure that out. That's why we got Google out here. We got ChatGPT. ChatGPT is free. So go ahead and use these resources that you got and figure out what in your life. And we got my book, Loose Money Gets Lost. Forgot to promote that today in this video. We got my book, Loose Money Gets Lost, the financial guide to what am I saying? Let me just get her right here, because I can't. The ultimate guide to financial stability and lasting business growth. That's what I'm saying. We got resources out here like this book to help you to set yourself up for financial success, okay? So is that all I have to say in this video? Today was just a very like heartfelt video, because that video was it was like so unfortunate, so sad to see him saying this. And again, we don't know if he's joking or not. He could be trolling, I don't know. But he didn't say he was trolling. The tone of his voice didn't sound like he was trolling. So yeah, so that's all I had to say. If you are a parent watching this right now, if you're a kid that wants to be a parent, if you're a young adult that wants to be a parent, think about how your actions right now literally is defining the fate of your future kids and your future children. Think about that and really realize and sit with it and really think like, dang, by me not having no financial management, it's a high chance that my kid is going to be living paycheck to paycheck and not having no good financial literacy in their life and going to live a very mediocre life. Do you want your child to live mediocre and only going to work just to pay some bills and maybe have fun a little bit here and there? I hope not. If you do, to continue to do the bad financial habits you have in your life, financial decisions, continue to do that. Continue to just be selfish and think about yourself and just think about how you don't want to do a little bit of extra work to get to where you need to be to have a better future for you and your kids' kids, and all that. Continue to be that type of person if that's what you want to do. I can't force you to do nothing. All I can do is just tell you the things, tell you the resources, tell you the stuff I know, and hope that you do what you're supposed to do. But again, you're an adult, you can do what you want. This is America. That's the great thing about America. The great thing about America is that you can choose to be a bum, or you could choose to be a great successful person. So pick your choice. If you want to choose to be a great successful person though, you can check out my book, Loose Money Gets Lost, the ultimate guide to financial stability and lasting business growth. Let me grab her right here so you can see her. This great, beautiful cover created by my sister. So yeah, you can check out this book that teaches you exactly how to become your own accountant, how to avoid the most common financial irresponsible habits. Inside of here, we have checklists, things for you to do every day, every week, every month, so that you can have a long-lasting, thriving business and a successful financial life. I hope this video has brought some great value to you. If it did, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts about that video, because I'm curious. I'm curious to know like y'all mindset on how that kid answered those questions. So yeah, that's all I have for you in this video. Thank you all for listening. Subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content where I just give out y'all some heart-to-heart financial conversations, some heart-to-heart tough financial conversations. And Like this video if you feel like it was helpful to you. Share it with someone who you think it will help. And yeah, thank you all for listening, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.